Hi everyone and welcome to today's mobility class. This class is perfect if you want to increase mobility in your body. You can do this flow every day of the week and you will feel a difference in your mobility. Mobility is a little different to flexibility. To increase flexibility, we stay in one pose for a long time and stretch a muscle out. In a mobility class, we will include some active movement into the stretch, and you will see this throughout this class. So let's get started right away in a seated position, and we start with some active mobility movements. So stretch your arms out and bring them out to the sides. They should be down towards the mat so that your pinky fingers almost touch your mat and your thumbs show up to the ceiling. And then you move your thumbs to the back. And with your exhale, remove your thumb forward and down and to the back. So inhale, thumb go up to the back. Exhale, thumb go down to the back. And we do this while moving our arm up and down. So maybe close your eyes and start with this movement. And every time you move your thumb to the back, lift your arms up high a little more. Great. And when you arrive at the top, you slowly bring your arm back down and continuing to move your thumb to the back, up to the back, down to the back. Let's do this one more time. We reach both arms up slowly and continue the twist in your arms. And you will feel already how we create some mobility here. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Awesome. And when you arrive down on the mat, take one more deep breath in and out. And then make your way to a child's pose. So bring the big toes together to touch. Your knees are spread out wide and walk your hands to the front. And we will do an active child's pose with some cat and cow elements. So for your inhale, you reach forward, bring your hips up, lift your tailbone up high and let your chest shine forward. And when you exhale, you round your back and come back sitting down on your heels. 4 more times. Inhale, come forward, look up. Exhale, let the head hang heavy and move to the back. 3 more. Inhale, up and forward. Exhale and to the back. 2 more. Smile when you come to the front and exhale round your spine and sit back down to your child's pose. Last one. Inhale forward and exhale, come to the back. Walk your hands to the front and come to a full extended child's pose here. Let's take a few breaths here. Then slowly come back up and come to a tabletop position. Our next pose is a fire hydrant. So find your table pose first. Your wrists, shoulders and elbows should be in one line and your knees should be right below your hips. And we will lift the left knee up high to this fire hydrant pose for 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, keep your belly engaged. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Other side. So bring your weight into your left knee and we start to lift the right knee up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Bring both of your knees down. And our next pose is a stretch the needle pose. So we stay in our tabletop position. Then reach your left arm up high. Reach as high as you can. And then stretch your left arm over to the right side. And rest down on your left shoulder. You can walk your right arm to the front. Make sure to keep your hips where they are. So if you don't feel a stretch here, bring both of your hips a little bit more over to the left side. Great. And enjoy the stretch. Then bring the right arm back under your shoulder. Press back up, reach the left arm up to the ceiling. One more time, open up. Exhale and bring the left hand down. Same on the other side. Inhale, reach the right arm up high, as high as you can. And then slide the right arm over to the left side. Bring your head down on the mat and walk your left arm to the front. Again, make sure to bring your hips to the center of the mat. And enjoy the stretch in your shoulder. Then slowly walk back in, lift up, reach your right arm up high and come back down to your table pose. Then tuck your toes under and come back to your downward facing dog. We only spend a short moment here. Bend one knee and then the other to warm up the hamstrings. Pull your belly button in. Reach your sitting bones up high and open up your chest. Great. And we will do some downward dog waves. So it's a little bit like cat and cow, just in a downward facing dog. So with your inhale, lift your heels up high, round the spine and come forward to plank. Exhale, lift the head up and roll back to a downward facing dog. Great. 2 more. Inhale, round the spine, come forward to plank. Exhale and come back low to your downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale to round. Exhale and come back to downward facing dog. Great. One deep breath here together. Inhale and exhale. With your next inhale, step your left foot forward to the inside of your left hand. Lower the right knee down and come up to a low lunge. So maybe you want to walk your right knee back a little bit and then reach up high to come to this low lunge and stretch your hips. Your left knee should be above your left ankle. Reach up high and enjoy this opening of the hip. Then lower both of your hands down, shift the hips back. Come onto the heel of your left foot. Reach the left toes up high and come to half split. You should feel a really nice stretch in your left hamstrings. Stay active here, reach the chest forward, but also down to intensify the stretch. Great. Then bring both hands to the inside of your leg. Ground the right hand down on the mat and reach the left arm up high. Awesome. I know this is a little difficult. Maybe you struggle with balance here. Stay focused. Maybe you can look up to your left thumb. Awesome. Then bring your left hand back down to the inside of your left foot. And now we will bring the extended leg back to a table pose. So lean into your hands, lift the left leg up and bring it back to a balancing table. Awesome. Your hips are squared now, but we want to open the hips up. So stack your left hip over the right hip. Reach your left arm up high to this modified side plank. Great. Stay focused. I know balance is hard here. Smiling always helps. Then come back to your tabletop pose. Great job, everyone. Let's do the same on the other side. We start in downward facing dog. So come back to downward facing dog. And our first pose is the low lunge. So step the right foot forward this time, lower the left knee down, walk it back a little bit. Maybe bring a padding under your knee if this feels better. And come up to your low lunge. Let your hips really sink down deep. Reach your arms up high and relax your shoulders down. Maybe you can look up to the ceiling here. Awesome. And bring both hands down, shift the hips back and come to half split. Your hips should stay in line here, so don't let them fall to one side. They should stay right over your knee here. Make your chest long. Reach it forward and down. Feel this opening on the back side of your right leg. Great. Then bring both hands to the inside of the right leg. Ground the left hand down. Reach the right arm up high. If you struggle with balance here, just tuck the left toes. This will help you a little bit. Then bring your right arm back down and we will swing the leg back to our table pose again. So lift the leg up high, keep it extended and bring it to the back of the room. Great. And then open up your hips. You can bring your left foot a little bit to the side. This will also help with balancing here. Stack your hips on top of each other and reach your right arm up high. Awesome. Then bring your hand back down, lower your knee back down. And come back to our downward facing dog just for a moment. Take one deep breath here. And exhale. Then look between your hands and start to walk forward to a forward bend. You can grab opposite elbows here and swing from side to side. If you want to include a little shoulder opening, you can interlace your hands behind your back and reach your knuckles up high and to the front of the room. It's okay to keep a gentle bend in your knees. Let your head hang heavy. Then bring both of your hands back down and slowly roll up to standing, vertebra by vertebra. And come up to mountain pose. Roll your shoulders back and down your spine. And then bring your feet hip width apart. Maybe a little bit more than hip width apart. Turn your toes to the outside. Bring your hands to a prayer in front of your heart. And we lower down to Malasana, to Yogi squat, where we bring the elbows to the insides of the knees and come to the squatting position. Take a moment here to find your Yogi squat, and then we will include some movement here. If this doesn't work for you, you can bring a rolled up blanket under your heels to keep your heels up a little bit, or you can sit on a block here. But when you found your Yogi squat, you can either stay here or include some movement. So with your inhale, reach up high, reach your prayer up high. Exhale, lower back down to your squat. 3 more. Inhale, come up high, reach up. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come back down to your Yogi squat. Great. One more deep breath here. Then bring your hands behind you and gently sit down on your mat. Our next pose is a dynamic 90-90 stretch. So for a 90-90 stretch, we bring our legs into various 90-degree angles. So your right shin is parallel to the short end of the mat, your thigh is parallel to the long end of the mat, your other thigh parallel to the short end of the mat, and your left shin parallel to the long end of the mat. Then bring your hands behind you, lift your knees up high, and shift over to come to the 90-90 stretch on the other side. And we do this in total 5 times. So inhale, knees come up, exhale, come down. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more. Inhale up and down. And really enjoy the stretch and this opening of the hips. These are muscles in our hips that we normally don't stretch a lot. Last one. Bring your knees over to the right side, knees up, over to the left side. Great. Bring both of your knees up. And we come to our last pose for today, which is a dynamic supine twist. For a supine twist, lay back down on your back. Bring both of your knees into your chest. Then spread your arms out to the side. Palms are facing down. And like a normal supine twist, we bring the knees over to the left side, but we don't stay here. We bring them right back up and over to the right side. Bring them back up and to the left. Try to keep your shoulders glued down on the mat and only bring your knees down as far as it feels good. I know this is actually quite difficult, but it will help you to increase mobility. Awesome. Last one to each side. Knees come to the left, up and over to the right. Then bring them up one more time. Hug your knees in. Lift your head up high. Try to touch your nose and your knees. And then extend your arms and your legs to the sides. Take one more deep breath in and out. Shavasana. And slowly start to come back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. Start to bring some movement back into your body with your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists. Stretch your arms over your head and then roll to one side. Just for a moment. Take one more breath in and out here. And come up to a seated position on your mat. Bring your hands to a prayer in front of your heart. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste.